Hi, good night, good night, good night. We're back. Sorry for the late start, but we are here for a special episode of Island Fan Spot. It's the last one for 2020. Oh, yeah, we in 2022. It's the last one for 2022. It's on the day where the great, as you see in Suku's name down there, the great Pele sadly passed away. So, of course,
Mm.
as a football world, we are mourning the loss of we're mourning the loss of a great. We're mourning the loss of a legend, as Suka has down there. We're mourning the loss of a trendsetter. And that's where we're going to start tonight. Because y'all can hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with what Pele meant to football. I mean, we haven't watched, most of us haven't seen Pele play live.
Yeah.
But what we've heard, the videos we've seen, because we can only go off of what we see of what we've seen from videos or what we've heard from our elders.
Hmm.
What kind of impact you heard? Okay, what did you hear about Pele? That's where we're gonna start.
I guess from the time that he Brazil really won the first World Cup with him, and that's how it began from there.
And he
Um,
won his first one at 18, innit?
yeah, 17 actually when he won his first
17,
World Cup.
okay.
Yeah, I think, and it was the three out of four that they won, within that stretch of time, and then all
Right.
three, he was involved with them. So, and then I think, um, I guess that was like the very earliest parts of the World Cups and stuff like that. So it's like he just coming on the scene and then taking football like to
There
like another.
was a there was a documentary about him a few years ago, which
Yeah,
gave us some insight as to who he was really in the
right,
world of football. And I can remember going to football practice or hearing my dad talk about it. And
hmm,
when you grow up, the two names that predominantly that you hear. Yes, you hear about the Hullets and the Beckenbauer and all those kind of
right,
names, household
hmm,
names, but
hmm.
you've always heard Pele,
Yeah,
Maradona.
Pele,
You want
yeah,
to be like
Pele,
you want to. Everybody want to be like Pele. Everybody want to be like Maradona. No, those two legends have passed. So
yeah,
it really says that we are stepping into a new era now.
hmm,
Where as it comes to football, they have done their time. They have served the football world very
yeah,
well, and kudos to them. I mean,
of course.
how old he was? 82
82,
or 7?
yeah,
82, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he lived a long life. In my mind, I'm thinking as a footballer,
hmm,
you with 3 World Cups, scoring all those goals,
hmm.
you must have lived the dream. You must have lived. This is what you wanted to do all along, and
Of course,
he must have felt comfortable with himself in his latter years.
yeah. And I think they could have done. It would have been amazing that then they almost came to doing like four out of four, like four in
Oh,
four over 16 years.
hello. Wow.
Um, until when it was Portugal who knocked them out, and then England went on to win that 1966 World Cup. But like they won a stretch of wins. I mean,
Yeah. So
defending the
dominant. We always you grew up hearing about the samba, and
yeah,
that's where it all
yeah,
began.
yeah.
That's where the beautiful game
Mhm.
was born,
Mhm.
and we can see
But
probably
but
pioneered that.
what really want to say about him is the iconic number 10. I mean, he
Mm,
made what number 10 is.
yeah,
And then Neymar had a tweet that said that nobody knew about the number 10 until when Pele really
and we
put number
embody
10
that.
on another level, and it set everything for all the next generation of footballers coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you hold up that number 10, I mean that's like the biggest iconic number in
it's
in
fair to say
football.
that he's special,
Yeah,
and generations will live to talk about
of course.
Pele, just as we will probably live to talk about Messi and Ronaldo.
Messi, yeah, Messi, Ronaldo, and
And
those
here
those
is
are 10.
come to an end. Has come to an end, I should say. Rest in peace, the great
Yeah,
Pele.
of course.
Um, let's kick it on, guys. Let's kick it on. I'm just saying good night. Had it up for a little bit. But yesterday's game, before we get into what the last games for the year, yesterday's game, I don't know, man. Yes, we know Lee's not, sorry, we know Lee's not special,
Mm.
but I'm watching that game yesterday. They would win the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and like, they just didn't know what to do with it. They would just kick the ball away. I'm like,
Mm.
calm down.
Yeah.
And I would even say before Moy gets into it, Holland didn't even play well,
Mm.
and and he still scored 2 goals. So
Yeah.
I think I'm not gonna say City was there for the taking,
Mm-hmm.
but certainly not their best performance. Boy, I know you didn't get to watch the game fully, but just your thoughts on the game and probably what you saw from the highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah, for what I got
Blessed,
to watch
blessed
most
good
of the
night, fellas. Blessed good night.
Yes,
Yeah,
fellas.
hello.
Respect.
yeah, I got to watch most of the first half, today. But the first half, pretty much I saw it was a poor half from City. Just like how I said that the game would be, from when we were previewing it, that it would be a game with City get a lot of chances and a lot of shots. We had like 25 shots in total, and managed to get like 9 on target, and it was one of those games. Luckily, that it was a lesser opponent, a lesser opponent of, I would say, would capitalize on the opportunity with City getting all those shots. So then we were kind of fortunate that time to come out to win the game 3-1, even despite us being poor.
Mm.
Nobody really to say you could say just had that normal standout game. Haaland scored 2 goals, Grealish managed to get 2 assists. But Grealish was poor in the first half. He probably got some talking in the when he went in at the halftime talk. Came out, played different, get 2 assists, and then managed to get back his 2 goals. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's what we want: 3 points on the board to continue to keep the pressure on the who is at the top on Arsenal. So
I
we just
wish.
take it.
When I woke up this morning, one of the first things I saw was Holland saying a quote from Holland saying, "We're gonna hunt Arsenal." And I'm not lie, when I read that, I felt kind of offended. I was not offended. I felt kind of traumatized. Just
Mm.
his running style, the amount of goals he scored, because he has 20, by the way.
Mm.
After what, 16,
14.
15 games,
14 games.
14
Yeah.
games?
Yeah.
That's an absurd amount of goals in that
Mm-hmm.
space of time. So hearing him say that we're gonna hunt Arsenal in for a fight. Arsenal
Mm.
in for a fight, and I wish Monty was here. I want to wait for him to come because he should be coming to get into some Grealish, to get in some Holland conversations that I've been seeing on the timeline. I've been
And
seeing on the net.
and just to add
Mm.
there, Sha, I would probably say for anyone, if any team had Haaland, I think y'all would feel like how Man City is feeling. Because even Seth just going back to his announcement of when City
Mm.
was announcing him. Just by how he was buzzing, you were already ready for the season, already ready to see how he would ready to take the league by storm. The fans were chanting, like he's up for it. He's always ready for it in his pre-game to see that, he's just always ready to play football. And he's saying once he having fun that it will come easy, and that's why we always say you want to get the perfect job that you enjoy doing, and he's
Mm.
living it at the moment.
Well. That is so true. And Munchie has joined us, and I would love to ask Munchie. Oh, good night, Munchie. By the way,
Good night, sir.
could you speak up? We can't hear you.
Good night, sir.
Look, cost me
Yeah, could you,
go for my internet. Buy a proper earpiece now. Cost me
yeah,
more
can
internet.
you,
Buy a proper earpiece now.
You don't have an
I
earpiece.
can't hear.
What you talk about, sir?
Okay, you sound much better. Yeah, just speak up. Speak up first, please,
Oh,
sir.
me over
Okay,
the speaker. Sorry.
okay, no problem. So, Monchi, just your thoughts on the game. I don't think you probably watched the game, but your thoughts on what? Your thoughts on the City performance?
And I got you through that like drive that me. Yes.
No, I just know how it is with you by now. I'm not Memphis.
So yes, I was fortunate to watch at least 15 minutes. So I saw both goals by the Viking, and based on the highlights and the the guys in my city group and everything. There was like first half four, especially by the $100 million player.
I
Like
know that was correct.
people gonna say like, he got 2 assists. Those 2 assists, Rico Lewis could have gotten that.
Give me a break. Sorry, I have to come in because Holland is scoring, tapping, and you're not saying that other people can score. So just give me a break with that right now.
You make it what? I said the assist that was given to him could have been given by anybody else. It's not no out of the world assist.
I feel
Anybody
like it's
can, anybody
harsh,
can
Munch.
score.
No, the most
You're saying just like you was talking about. You're coming like Cello right now with bashing and
Tell her
Ketty.
what I'm gonna bring in there.
Give the man his
The one when
praise
you
when
bring
he
me
has
city
to do it.
talking for.
Sorry, Cello, I have to do it because give the man his praise when he thinks. Because if the man was to not get any assist, they would be here bashing it. Because nobody top play good and you're not jumping on them. The boy didn't do nothing
Munchie,
yesterday.
the man praise the man. Tap this
No,
out, tap this out, man.
Munchie, for real, Munchie. I'm with Moy on this one because I feel like
yeah.
Stop
if
playing
De
by
Bruyne makes those,
when they
De
have
Bruyne
to get it.
De Bruyne gets maybe four or five of those a season, and you always come in here and quote De Bruyne's numbers when it comes to assists. I don't feel like that's something you should have. It sounds like you're casting aspersions on the guy because of the quality of his assists.
Okay. I don't know why all this commotion is about because from day one, everybody um was still and still yet to be proved against the Grealish matches. You know what I'm saying? Literally, literally was against it. No matter, I don't care. You understand? So
I'm using phone.
I don't. But let me come off of that because I know he's not even starting next week. But yeah, um, the game in itself, when I was watching it, it was pretty much fast paced. We gave Leeds a couple chances. Well, that guy that young black guy who played left wing. I even know his name.
Yeah, Neon 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He was killing us with his dribbling abilities and all this stuff. But other than that, they didn't really have a spark to say like, yeah, they've been threatening us and ever. Edison been mostly quiet. Other than that goal that we conceded, but it was a relatively good win to say like. I thought it could have been more, which
But
Haaland said something and everything, but at the end of
but
the
you
day,
will
just 3 points.
you will admit that Haaland that wasn't Haaland's best performance. That was
That
City's best performance.
Haaland's best performance, meaning okay.
Haaland didn't play well.
I had
In
the
this,
comment
in this,
he had the least amount of touches in the game,
he had
right?
a, he had a couple chances that he normally would put away, and he didn't.
Yeah, but that's the thing why we bought a player like him, and now I would say like we need a player like him. You get chances, you don't score. You get other chances, you score. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a
No,
striker to be always performing top level, top level. You know the striker that not even striker, we need a goal scorer that hey, you're averaging 2 or 3 goals a game.
so you're saying that Haaland is okay for Haaland to miss easy chances.
Easy chances, yeah, because to me it's okay. Because
Fellas, fellas, y'all understand where Munchie coming from? Because
listen
I
to
don't.
me. In this city setup, it's okay because he will get more and he will score. You understand? It's not like per se, I'm not saying like a team, but like a team where the striker is going to be struggling for chances because hey, I get a chance every 39 minutes where my midfielder is not creating for me. In a team like this, he misses two, three chances in 5 minutes, I know in the next 4 or 5 chances you're gonna score two.
All
You
right, so
win.
it's okay. So it's okay for Grealish to have 2 or 3 bad games because he's gonna have 3 good games because of the City setup.
Three bad. Like, and I haven't seen a
And
game where
no, but I just it's not like you're giving Haaland a free pass.
he deserves it.
Yo, I
He
tell you, them
deserves
man just talk bias now. That's what it is. Because it's top star, that's what it is. Cello, before
Munchie, no,
Cello,
I
all
ask
I
a
have to say,
question.
Cello, before you talk, right? Whenever you say anything about Nketiah and you want to bash Nketiah, go ahead. You're free to do it.
Well,
Okay,
no,
Munchie,
No, 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 no.
ask you a question.
No, let me single it
it.
out. Because if Monty answer
Get
you, don't bother with it.
Grealish.
Because that's what he's doing to you.
You
Munchie,
compare.
I'm ask you a question. So what make you say Haaland deserve the praise, even if he miss 5 chances and score 2? And Grealish, even if Grealish get 2 assists, they might not be the world-class pass and
for
that.
real.
So what you want more know? What the reason Holland deserve? Because he scored 20 goals in the 14 game.
Right, you're talking about overall. We're talking about just the game.
More
Because
know the reason why you saying
Yeah.
Holland deserve the praise that he get. More know the reason why. Explain the reason why to me.
the guy is doing what he's get paid to do.
So
The
Jack
lip-
Grealish do what he get paid for do.
What? Tell me Grealish paid for City for a season and a quarter now. Tell me his stats.
Listen
me
to
his
me,
stats.
Munchie. Listen
No,
to
no,
me.
no, 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 no,
Listen
no.
to me, the man.
You tell me
The
Grealish
difference-
is
Let
getting
me
paid
talk,
for
man.
what
You
he do.
see,
What
you
has
know
he
what? Allow
done?
me for talk. Allow me for talk now, no, please.
You're talking.
Allow me for
You
talk
ask
now.
me a question. Mark, your next question.
Listen, Grealish should do full job.
Which
Grealish
is
job
what?
get. Listen, the
Which
man. Grealish job.
Hold on,
I will get
Monty.
the ball.
Uh-huh.
Run at the defender.
Uh-huh.
If he can score, he score. When he see a pass, he cross some for a man score and goal. That's the full job.
For a man score a goal. And how much he has
That's his job.
dollars?
Okay.
In
Holland
a
job.
season and a quarter, how much assist he has?
Come on, Munchie.
You literally told me his job, right? So I'm asking you, has his job that he's doing for a season and a quarter now? What is it? What tell me the numbers. Tell me.
Okay, you know, I'm check with you. Holland come on one season. Listen.
I'm not on one season. The point. Okay, hear what you guys said. Give the next season and wherever, right?
Okay.
It's the first season, right?
Yeah.
We already 15 games into the season. See any improvements? Tell me any improvements from last season.
Listen,
in terms of
Munchie.
doing his job.
Okay,
No, answer my question.
check with the goal from Holland. What is Holland bring to the team? Check with the goals from Holland. What is he bring to the team?
What is he supposed to bring to the team?
Boy, you chat by us. Chat, carry on, chat. I'm done with this conversation.
Okay, try to say because he not score goal, he's supposed to give assist. His job is not giving assists. His job is
what's his job? Tell me his
putting
job.
the ball
More
back
know
in
Grealish
the
job.
net. Huh?
Suka, let me bring in. Let me bring in here. Hold on there, fellas, because Suka likes to sit on the fence. So I can ask him his opinion here. Suka, you understand where Munchie is coming from?
Well, let me tell you, right? Based on what Haaland is doing, right? If you're looking at what he's supposed to be doing, I mean, I can't argue what he's doing.
Of course.
Because that's what he was bought to bring in. You know, he's a pure number 9, right? He's expected to score goals. He's in front of the box. He's waiting for his wingers to supply him his midfield to give him the end product and stuff like that, and then he will finish the chances. So, and then in the same breath, I would say Jack Grealish was brought in as well to give you some goals and some assists. So I can't really argue with the two of them. You understand what I'm saying?
My issue is I feel like Munchie, he already has Jack Grealish is not his favorite player. Y'all can hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Hey.
Grealish is not his favorite player. He just admitted that he didn't want Grealish at Manchester City. I just feel like he's dealing with Grealish harsh, and I will say I also think that Grealish is not performing at City. as well as he was performing at Villa.
Right.
But I feel like Monchi is just has an agenda, put it that way, against Grealish, and he's trying to push that out all the time. Even when the man do what he is supposed to do, because you will admit that I come into you more that Grealish is supposed to give assists. He get 2 assists yesterday. I know your company should the first thing you say, oh, them they easy assists. Whoever you can't some name could have get them assist. Feel like that's well. Right,
Shaq, I just want to I want to think maybe for Manchi, I think he's still upset about them paying 100 million for him, which I don't think he's worth that. If you
but
want
he
to
go out
ask me.
there with free money.
Yeah,
But the
so
thing is like,
No,
you
yeah,
can't
tell
class Grealish, the Man City with the Grealish, the Aston Villa.
mhm.
Because
Yo,
Man City are way bigger club than Aston Villa with a huge expectation. You get me?
Mhm.
Grealish should play with a team with more stars now. You understand?
Right.
When he did Aston Villa, he was actually the
Yeah,
main
he's a
man. If
standout.
you understand
Yeah.
what I say.
Fish,
Mm.
The
small
Man
part.
City different. You get me? Them, even one thing,
let,
you me listen to Thierry Henry, right? Thierry Henry said this. You see, Pep Guardiola, when he tell you do this here, if you don't do this here, he will sub you. You
Yeah.
understand? So Grealish should do exactly what the manager tell him to do. That's his
That's
job.
why he's
And the
playing.
manager don't have a problem with him because he
Right,
still play.
that's right.
You
Go ahead,
understand
more
what I
and
say?
then Monchi will go.
So Munch, you need
Oh,
Munch.
sorry, hold on there. Somebody has their phone on vibrate. You gotta put that on silent. Because every time it vibrates, we hear it.
It's not me.
Somebody. Yeah, more you go, then Monchi will go.
So as me say now, the man that
Oh,
told Pep Guardiola tell you to do the manager don't have a problem with him. Munch, you need for us, give the money props. If he do good, he do good. If you have to rate it, just give the money props. That's all.
let me stay right. Let me start from the beginning. You know the whole transfer. Grealish was being brought in by Manchester City for Bernardo Silva because that window Bernardo Silva was supposed to leave and the rumors were very high that he was going to leave. So all this thing talking about that City didn't need Grealish is not needed. How can you say that when you were supposed to brought in for that man and he still played majority of the games on the wing, right? Second of all, the price tag is not Jack Grealish's fault.
that's fine.
City wanted him. If
That's
we all say every City fan say they trust Pep, so why cannot you trust Pep right now in this scenario? Pep said, "See that we wanted Grealish, and he brought in Grealish for to see the scenario." Obviously, Grealish himself said at the end of last season that he felt like he had shackles on him because he didn't want to do anything, and Pep would be down his throat because that's the type of manager Pep is. And if you're looking at even self class in Grealish and Mahrez, we can openly see that Grealish is not getting that freedom or operating like how Mahrez is thing. I am not going to be biased and say that Grealish is playing good. You know, as Tello said, it's different Grealish. Because Grealish at Aston Villa didn't have to do any defending, didn't have to do none of that. You stay there, pick up the ball, and you're the go-to man to run at it. At City, you don't have to do that because you have De Bruyne doing these part, doing this, Mahrez, Foden, doing what else is there you have to do, and all that is. I still think that he still has something to offer, and clearly, even some of the games he picks up the ball, draws foul. That is something that is needed on a team too. Not everybody, you need somebody to go and do some dirty work. If you have to get your kick, you get your kick still. That's all what it is because sometimes Bernard is there running in the midfield like a headless chicken before you start getting numbers and nobody talks about that. Even self. When I am a fan, that when you're doing stupidness, you talk about the stupidness. When you do good, you bring out the good in what it is. But not everybody like me. Some just bias and have agenda, but we go with it.
go ahead,
yeah,
Monchi. You gotta move on, so you gotta hurry up.
yeah. Let me jump quick on the last point that you make. Bernardo Silva and some people own company, all this stuff or whatever. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Ford, and De Bruyne, they are allowed to have those kind of games. They are allowed to run wrong headless to have because what? They've proven themselves in City colors. They've done things, they've won games, they've done a lot of things for City, so they are afforded to have those kind of games, those kind of running wrong headless and everything. As I say, he's saying Grealish was bought because Bernardo Silva was leaving whoever. No. Leroy Sané left. And look who we went for. Jack Grealish,
Okay, go ahead. Because you clearly don't talking out there. Go ahead.
right? We sold a winner to Bayern Munich. And look who we went and replaced him with. Jack Grealish. A midfielder. Not even an out-and-out winger. Like, you guys don't something now. I'm not against Grealish personally. I'm against the transfer, right? And me being against the transfer, his performances is backing why I'm against the transfer. Grealish was not needed in Manchester City. He's playing left wing. Foden can play left wing. Bernardo can play left wing. De Bruyne can play left wing. You understand what I'm saying? We got enough play. Like, there was even feel like left wing wide. There was so many players we could even gotten that were actually, I know for a fact, would come and us actually open up wingers. Grealish, like,
Okay, but Pep didn't want Pep. It's clear that Pep didn't want to out and out winger. That's why he went for Grealish. But I have a question here from Aiden. We're gonna answer this, then we're gonna get into our preview because we need to do that. How long can Pep be trusted winning the Champions League? Uh, how much money does he need?
2 billion.
Okay. All right.
Let
I
me
mean,
let me
I guess
just say this, quick to this, right? Despite him not winning the Champions League, every no City really needs a Champions League. What is saving him that he really has good seasons that we win in Premier League, we win a double like every season. So you're not going to get a next manager that's going to get you a double, even if you're not winning the big prize. Even if you win the double, you're going to fire the manager because he's won majority of the trophies. That's what's saving it too.
okay. So I guess the question is, if Pep wins a double for the next 5 years but never wins the Champions League, would he have failed at Manchester City?
I don't think so
I
because
don't
no,
know.
just failed to
No.
win a Champions League.
This
Mm-mm.
is just a question. I'm not insinuating anything.
No, he's
No.
not fail at City. He just failed to win that competition. I wouldn't put him down as a fail because
Yeah.
Okay.
he put
All right,
in the
fellas, let's jump straight into it. Let's jump into it now, guys. Okay, just to update you, it gives me great pleasure to update you every week, guys, because at first it's Arsenal after 15 games with 40 points, 5 points clear of the second best team in the league, Manchester City. Newcastle, they have 33 points. They're in third. Tottenham has 30 points. They're in fourth. Manchester United 1 point behind them with a game in hand on 29. Liverpool has 25 in sixth. Brighton 24 in seventh, and Chelsea Super. Every time I just have to keep going down Super to look for you, bro.
That's all right.
Chelsea's in eighth with 24 points after 15 games. So, guys, I have some questions to ask you at the end. So I want us to speak to these previews, especially like West Ham Brentford. Just tell me a scoreline and we get to that. Then when it comes to your personal team, we can get a bit more in depth. So West Ham Brentford, guys.
Mm,
I'm going
I'll
for
see
Jack. I'm going for Jack.
West Ham at home.
mm.
West Ham been very poor.
Yeah. I think Brentford wins that game, you know.
Yes, yeah, 2-1 Brentford win.
You go
Yeah.
two
I get 2-1.
Brentford.
Mm.
I go 2-1 Brentford.
I'm going 1-0 West Ham.
Me go 2-2 Jack.
2-2 draw. All right. Oh, this game is on the 30th, by the way. That's tomorrow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
tomorrow. 3:45 local time.
Yep.
Liverpool versus Leicester, which I think, well, over the years, this fixture has been a good fixture.
Mm.
When Leicester was in the heyday, I
Yeah.
don't know how he's going to turn out tomorrow. I mean, Liverpool high off of the Gakpo signing. Of course, he can't play yet.
Yeah.
What are we expecting here?
But 3-1 Liverpool also.
Mm, is it? Let me put the question: Is it a foregone conclusion that Leicester cannot win this game? I
Without
know you're going to say
Madison.
it's football, but
Yeah.
Without Madison. Makes it
oh,
harder.
Madison is out.
Yeah, Madison is out, yeah.
To me,
All right.
even if Madison was in, like I've been
Yeah.
looking at Brendan Rodgers' team selection for the past couple of games. I'm like, he doesn't have an idea, like, especially with his defense. Like his defense is like all over the place. His center back Tyrion's been just one time you see Soyanchu, next time you see Evans. Now he's incorporating that young guy Faiz from Belgium. Sometimes you see a Mate with, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Captain.
a black line that's steady, there's no way you can win a game, because to win a game, you have to have that defensive solidity. Even his midfielders choice, like NDD sometimes doesn't even play, and NDD is a man that usually protects the back four. So, like, Brendan Rodgers is like, because he's in the bottom, I think he's just experimenting and trying to find. So, with this Liverpool team,
13. Okay, so yeah, I'm going Liverpool. Everybody going Liverpool.
Now count out Leicester now. Depends on the type of Leicester that short tomorrow can put on a fight now, a real fight now. Because the game has been plenty goal has scored in this game here.
Yeah,
So
I think it's a poor
now
Leicester.
count out Leicester, but they go for Liverpool still for the win. But it's gonna be a tough game. It's not gonna be no easy walk-over game like what Newcastle did the other day.
Okay. I think let's jump. Wolves versus United. High flying United, by the way, guys.
2-0 United. I see they're flying, so they just continue.
Wolves 2-1.
Wolves on the Lopetegui. 2-1 United.
If that same centre back pairing comes again, it'll be a tricky game for United, because Diego Costa.
It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, Diego Costa leading the line versus a Luke Shaw and lack of game time, Wan Bissaka. So yeah, it'll be tricky for them if they come with that same back line.
There is one thing I like about Wolves is their wingers, Podence, Adama. They have this young left back too. Bueno. He's been doing well, and he had a good game versus Arsenal just before the break. Monchi, right? It could be tricky, but I'm gonna lean to Manchester United, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's an upset.
As Monchi said, if they go Luke Shaw behind it, me tell you, Wolves go bite them.
Wolves go bite them.
Because the man go come real physical with Costa go target it.
Yeah.
Costa go target Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Shaq, I'll stand on the fence for that one, like a draw.
Super, that's not the worst thing, bro.
Yeah, I'm thinking that game might end up in a draw,
And yo, the early kickoff on a Saturday,
yeah,
always tosses up some kind of trouble. So watch that. Oh, by the way, Super, we want him on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. The fellas are already talking about this stuff.
So gonna try for the dodge the one day. Last one for the year.
Yeah, man.
Fulham versus Southampton. I'm rocking with Fulham.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Fulham. 2-0 Fulham.
1-0 for me, Fulham.
2-0 Fulham. 2-0 Fulham.
Okay. Bournemouth versus Palace. Wake me up when it's all over.
Palace a bounce back, man. Palace a bounce back in this one.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace.
2-0 Palace.
2-0 Palace. Okay. Let's do Newcastle and Leeds next.
Castle.
2-1 Newcastle.
3-1 Newcastle.
3-0 Newcastle. All right, let's go Manchester City versus Everton.
5-0 Manchester City, partner. Let me be honest.
3-0.
5-0 Manchester City.
I'm feeling the 3-0. I'm feeling the 3-0.
We're going 3 also.
Yeah.
If Grealish start, 1-0.
Okay, fair enough. And what if Grealish bags a break? Yeah,
If he
are you gonna
starts, 1-0.
apologize?
Me like McGreely score hat trick and give 2 assists and hear what you got to say.
Yeah, if for one thing now, I'm gonna give you props. But as I say, every time he perform, he just add gas to my statement. He wasn't needed and he doesn't provide anything for the team.
All right, Brighton versus Arsenal.
Ah, again,
McAllister is not
McAllister is back.
no,
Arsenal 3-0.
and I think Caicedo is out too. But Brighton has been our bogey team. I think over the past, they have beaten us more times than we have beaten them. Over the years. Let's see if I get some stats in this game. No, I use my iPad. So
Then they win 5, I win 5 and drop
I'm
3.
I'm confident Arsenal will win the game. I'm gonna go late kickoff again. Oh, we keep our defensive record on the road. I think we've had 6 clean sheets in our last 8 games. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. Aiden saying 3-2 Brighton.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. It seems like a game that, Stella Starboy would score a brace.
I feel so too.
Seems like
And,
that type
and
of
he
game.
scores in bunches. So we
Okay,
see
I
that one.
can't predict the
Let's say,
outcome, but
Saka go score
Arsenal.
base.
No.
Oh my God. Hey, more now, I love you know. Can talk facts, bud.
Arsenal is gonna win by 1 goal. I can't predict the score
By
line.
one. Okay.
Maybe 3-2, maybe 2-1, maybe 1-0.
Big man.
But
Brighton you get 3-0. End the conversation. Brighton you get 3-0.
Period.
You know what?
Period.
Ask if you feel and the little team that play in the cup go play against them no. And the real team then go play against.
That's true. That's
okay.
true.
I must say, I love you. I love these Arsenal fans, Convin. I really do. Not at any shade,
Yo.
but as it should
As
be
you
when you
should.
team leading. Yeah, as it
Yeah.
should. If you team leading,
You
have
just want to make
confidence.
how you can come, Jack.
You sure you want me come? Because you know what? No it. Let's get to the end. Then I ask you my question. Tottenham versus Aston Villa.
Tottenham.
Well, me go Unai Emery 2-1 boy.
Good evening. Tottenham at home.
Yeah, I think Spurs might win by an odd goal or so, like 2-1.
Okay, that
1-0.
sounds that sounds
Yeah,
good.
me more lean to Tottenham in this game.
I'm going 2-1 Tottenham too.
Yep.
Brentford
Sadly,
are the
but
man them day and Brentford going candy.
yeah.
Brentford
Yep.
kill me boy.
But it's fair to say I don't think that Villa will collapse like that if Tottenham allows them to go 2-0 up.
And the reason why I say me go Villa 2-1 because Tottenham league goal plenty.
Yeah.
Them league Aston Villa a different team from Brentford.
But Aston Villa did very well.
Their defensive structure better than Brentford defensive structure.
Remember that
Yeah.
Carabao Cup game, Aston Villa versus United, and a man and just make United just run through and score a kind of goal.
But United are a different team, man.
Let's go to the last one, guys, for this one on the 2nd of January too. No, that's
Yeah.
that's a different round. That's a different round. So we
Wait,
No, but Chelsea game.
you said
Yeah, I
Chelsea.
know.
Chelsea
No.
not first.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Tottenham versus Chelsea.
boy, Sukwa.
Lord, boy, I tell you, boy.
No,
Man,
man.
my Reese there, the team looks so much different. Reese out now for 4 weeks, boy.
You got this, man. 2-1
Chelsea
Chelsea.
won now.
I'd say probably like 1-0 Chelsea, you know.
Chelsea won now, yeah. That mean I say Chelsea won now.
Something like that.
I was listening to a podcast today, and they said Nottingham at home because we do remember that Nottingham beat Liverpool at home.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying Nottingham at home is a different proposition than them on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that and I was thinking, could it happen? Then I was like, nah, 2-0 Chelsea.
Then-
2-0 Chelsea to me. So Suko, you say
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, I say 1-0. I'm not really too optimistic about that game.
Suko, you sound
Yeah,
very
I see it 2-0.
heartbroken.
Boy, Shaq, every time Rich James go out, it's like the whole performance, the whole team just change after that. That's it.
So you
Yeah,
gonna say
That's
so it
one
depends
thing.
on what team shows up.
Aiden said
Yeah.
City to lend Grealish to Aston Villa to beat Spurs, then call him back.
I'd
I'm
have to
sure
call you back now.
once you will be pleased with that. Fellas, here's my question to you now. I was listening. I like listening different football shows. So they were asking me. This is a City question, but everybody can answer. And you know what, City people, you will answer last. So I'm gonna go Sukwa, then Cello, then Munchie, then Moy. The question is, if Haaland scores 50 goals
Mhm.
this season and they still manage to lose the Premier League title, are City better with him or without him?
I was thinking that today.
I still think that they're a better proposition with him right now because of how for me for how he's hit the ground running already in Premier League. Usually foreigners coming into the league, it usually takes a while for them to settle in or to get their feet going. But this man has just like hit like like he was already playing in the Premier League, right? I would not say it's like if you want to call it like a failure or so in bringing him. I'm just thinking that he's there for the long term, and it's only if they get pipped to the title is only because they got pipped by a better team in the league at that time for this one
I,
season.
I love your answer. I love how
All
you
right.
ended. I love how
Rephrase
you
that
ended.
super.
Huh?
Uh, go ahead, Cello. What's your thoughts on this?
Me go it was so cosy. You understand? Listen, Man City has been a team known for score goal. Even with or without a striker. That was known for a team that score goal. You understand? So if he score 50 goal and then lose the title, just what the team that win the title just was the better team for the course of the season. So that's what it is.
Okay, before the City people come in, the thought process was they won the league without him. And if he comes in and score 50 goals and they still manage to lose the league, the person was making a point that, I mean, it really makes sense for Haaland to be there. That's the point. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm saying that's the thought process. Go ahead, Munchie.
So yeah, Haaland scoring 50 goals, we lose the league, but we won the Champions League.
No,
So
no, 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 no. It's not all that, bro. You now add to for me scenario, big man. You don't know you win no Champions League. You don't know you win no Carabao. We don't know you win no FA Cup. All we know, the facts is that you lost the Premier League. Answer
okay.
the question now, sir.
As anyone always, you have those players where no matter which team they go or who they are, once they arrive in your club automatically just gain an extra star or gain an extra level or extra ranking, right?
Right.
Um, so with that question, yes, he literally made City better. So not because now we literally can play two ways, dynamic and straightforward. With him on the field, we play straightforward. With him out the team, like on the bench or get sub, we play dynamic. That's what I'm saying. And his presence alone gives City that edge where we kind of can play both dynamic and straightforward, but with him on the pitch, we play straightforward, which will the chances are going to be greater with we playing straightforward with him on the field. So yeah, he coming to the team is actually an improvement for City,
All right.
even if
Fair enough.
we lose
Fair
that league.
enough.
Yeah.
Moy, do you agree with everything that's been said already?
Uh, well, I understand where the person would be coming from, but okay, let me just say not really because you would you wouldn't be a answer to say that he's not needed because we're doing very well with him. And I had that thought process today that even if City manages to lose the Premier League and he does go on to break the goal scoring record, that it would be very unfortunate for him because when you're breaking records like that, you would also like to have an accolade of a championship. So it also be remembered that to add on it because Haaland broke the record, but then it would also be your player broke the record for what reason? Should have broke all those goals set because 32 goals would normally guarantee your striker would guarantee the team a
The
trophy.
championship. Yeah, the
Yeah.
championship.
So, I mean, as in Suko and Stelo said, it would be even self if that's the case, it would be a better team that won because the Premier League has stepped up this season. Arsenal has ramped up. They're in first. Newcastle playing better, and Arsenal doesn't seem to be looking to let go the grip. So yeah, it would be a good interesting to see what takes place.
So okay, so then if we are saying that, it means if he doesn't win the league and he scores all those goals, he would have had a hurricane season. Shots intended, by the way. It is
Yeah,
disaster. Are we looking? This is a very good question too. Are we looking at another 90 plus point season for both Arsenal and City then?
It's
Well, yeah,
possible.
I think this
It's
is a good
possible.
question
It's possible,
because
yeah.
It's possible.
because I think City City's gonna push Arsenal all the way, and if Arsenal are going to win, they're gonna have to be consistent throughout the next 15 games gone. So that means we have what 23 left. Matt's right. Yeah, we have 23 games left. So I mean, they're gonna have to win at least 20 of those games
Mm-hmm.
well,
to and that's 60 points. If Arsenal win 20 out of the next 23 games, that's 100 points.
Mm.
but my thought process with it. I mean, even so, if I'm be looking at City keep the gap between until we have to play Arsenal because we have to play y'all twice, at least 5 points, and then let's say we manage to win, the gap would be at least two. But then I normally look at the title race taking a twist, not with big teams playing one another, but when you
Yeah.
meet lesser
A small
opponents,
team.
Yep.
yeah, because like
It's,
Arsenal playing Brighton, that could be a shake, or City going to Everton and not having a good game, and I always think that it comes down to
it's
those
just
type of
like
games.
just before the break when you had an easy game in Brentford and you managed
Yep.
to hold a L. So
Yeah,
those games. Yes, the big team, big to win the title. Big team have a bang, big team.
yeah.
But if you don't nick them points off of them little frustrating little boys, you're gonna find yourself in trouble. You're gonna find yourself in trouble. Now, guys, I have another question. This is more so of an Arsenal question. So, Cello, you go last, and we're gonna start in the opposite direction. We go Moy, Munchie, Stupa, and then Cello. I'll chime in too after Cello. Rate Mikel Arteta 2022 for the year 2022 on a scale from 1 to 10. Rate Mikel Arteta's year. Rate his year.
I have to give him. I have to give him an eight. I'll give him an eight. Because it went up high just by this season alone. But if you're looking at back last season, I know Arsenal wasn't really nobody was looking for Arsenal to finish top four, but he managed to get it. But the little bottling, as we would say, to kind of fall out of that kind of would tilt the water out of the glass a little. But yeah, he has been good. Nobody expected Arsenal to be challenging for a title, as we can say now, and you have to give credit where it's due. So that's why I give him an eight so far.
Okay, sorry, before you come in, Munchie, Aiden says he's giving him a 7. He didn't get into the CL. Go ahead, Munchie.
Yeah, I agree with more with the eight
Mhm.
because based on that comment you say they give him the same because you get in the Champions League, but you clearly see with him actually getting his team and the resources he wants, what he can actually do. So if he actually had a foothold on this team last season, he would definitely be in the Champions League spot. But you see,
Fair enough.
it was like went down to the nitty gritty and he missed out on
Like,
it.
I think it
So
was like 2 points.
he came in with a rejuvenated squad, rejuvenated plan, rejuvenated mindset, and you're seeing his plan and everything
Yeah,
coming through, and that's showing in the league position
fair
so
enough.
far.
No,
Yeah,
I
Shaq, I'll probably give the same.
really man to think up that question now. Well, go ahead.
No, I heard it today. I heard it today. We're watching football podcast and I'm doing some schoolwork. Yeah, go ahead, Suko. You agree?
Yeah, I'll give him 8 as well.
Okay.
I think that it's not only, yes, I mean he had a very close run with it last season, but you could have seen like they were making the kind of progress that the fans would have been hoping for to an extent. And then I think this time around in the summer window of 22, the board this is the first time I've actually seen a board actually support a manager from Arsenal,
Right.
as in they actually showed that kind of interest, in actually seeing something better from the club itself, right? So I think he had the support, which is always very vital for a manager,
Fair
to
enough.
be to really set his trend going forward. They've not been. I mean, yes, we're halfway into the season. There's not been too many injuries to say. I mean, they've still kept the
That's
niche and the
that's
core of the team, right? So you have to
mhm.
kind of factor that into. But I think I think 8 is a very good grade to give him.
All right. Cello,
Yeah.
I'll go after you.
Me to give you
'Cause
8 too, man. The reason why me to give you 8, right? Because Arsenal started out last season with 3 defeats. And
yeah,
he turned the team around. The
Mm.
team put in some very, very good performance. And he made some big decisions by getting out some players that were causing problems. Some calls that some managers would think twice to make. He made those calls, and from ever since he made those calls, the team didn't drop. The team went up there. Okay, we didn't make the Champion League, yes, but other than that, the team went up the hill. And from last season to now, is a big progress. You understand?
It's
So you know me, there be one man and that a bash. You say
I was
Arteta out. You understand? But you have to just give him praise. He deserves praise. You understand?
it's interesting that you'd say that because I remember when he was making the Aubameyang call. I can remember you were questioning it. So it's interesting to hear you have that view of it now, after the fact.
No
But
shot. And that no. When
Uh-huh.
okay, you just have to just sometimes you'll be biased, but when it's real time, you just have to just be honest. You have to be honest like a month you go on like want to give dealership props. Just be honest. Don't stop lying to yourself in your heart. Give the money props. You do good. I'm glad for what you do. I'm glad how the team will play. You get the team that you want now, and them will play how you want them to play. So I have to just give you respect for that. So me give you 8 for that.
Fair enough, Cello. I agree with you guys. The thing, I would say that last season, I mean, what turned the tide for me, and I can remember we had a big discussion about it in the group because Munchie, he's very argumentative. After we played City on New Year's Day, when I thought City was lucky to escape the Emirates with a win, you could see that there's a difference. You could see the plan. You could see I've never seen a team have City like that, even in the Champions League. So I saw something click there. Towards the end of the season, yes, we won't say Arsenal battled it, and I would agree that Arsenal did battle it. But when you look at that run, the latter part of the season when we drop points, when we drop points at Tottenham and Newcastle and Palace, and I think it was Brighton too. Staying Brighton, we have coming up. We didn't have Partey. We didn't have T&E. So there was key pieces missing from what he would want, and I feel like if he had those, would have definitely made the top four. So I agree that of course Nobody's perfect, so I wouldn't give him a 10. So he started at 9 for me. And of course, there have been odd things here and there where I thought, artists should have done this, artists should have done that. But by and large, I feel like he's now had a handle and he's learning too. I think we forget that he's learning on the job and the fact that he is implementing his style. And you know what I like? He looked at Shaka and said, "Yo, Shaka, you either gonna play as an 8 or we're gonna have to replace you." Shaka come back, perfect 8. The whole Saliba situation. When everybody like, oh, we still Saliba on loan again for and this and that. Saliba come back, start right in the team. So we can see that the loan move was excellent. You really can't fault him on any of the things that he has tried so far. My next question to you guys is this. This has to do with your own team. So we're gonna start with Sukwa this time. Your favorite player for your club in 2022. Your player of the year. Put it that way. Your player of the year.
Oh my God. Yo, Shaq, I don't have any favorite player on that on the club right now. I can tell you.
Okay, so then Suka, anybody
Yeah,
anybody
okay.
else?
Zach, what? Okay, let me just be honest. I think I mean, he's not giving me a full season yet because of his injury setbacks and stuff. But I'll say Reece James.
You say Reece James.
Yeah, I'll say
You know.
Reece James. I mean, by far he's been like when he's played, like I just think that just things just go through him really. Um, and the performance is very different. But when he's not there, you can see obviously when they have missed him. So I would just say that for me, he's my standout player in that team right
Yes,
now.
then. All right. We won't go to Munchie because we know it's not going to be Grealish. So Munchie, tell us who's your 2022 Manchester City Player of the Year.
Uh, it's a hard pick between Mahrez and KDB.
Okay.
Um, I give Mahrez the edge because KDB is KDB. We expect these things from him. But Mahrez, who always basically in and out of the team, and sometimes not up there in terms of selection and fans praises whatever, but you can see when he do get his opportunity for the year, he shows up. Big games, small games, works hard, contributes to the team, goals, assists, takes on players, be a danger on the wing. A lot of stuff that his left wing compatriot isn't doing, So yeah, I have to give him that.
All right. Let's get Cello in between the City players. Cello, your Arsenal 2022 Player of the Year.
My 3 players in that one in the right, which is Martinelli, Saka, and Ramsdale. You understand?
Ramsdale.
Yeah, but
Okay.
me go for Ramsdale. The reason why I go for Ramsdale because last season he made some big saves, some real, especially the game against Leicester, that double save against Leicester.
Mhm.
You understand? So me go for Ramsdale. Although Saka and them do them thing, me give Ramsdale the little edge.
You have me thinking. Go ahead, Moy.
Um, I'd have to give it to Rodri because I think Rodri is probably one of City's most important player. I know that we're talking about goals and assists, and KDB will always get the praise, even so if he just managed to get that one assist. But if you look at certain games where Rodri is not in that City squad, it's a big collapse, it's a massive collapse, and that's why in big games you always want Rodri in there because he know when to dictate the plays, he know when to stay there and cut out and do these, tactical fouls as we say. So it will have to be Rodri for me.
All right. Okay, Cello. I'm thinking
That's a great
you have
great point for real. No?
you have the obvious in the Sakas and the Martinellis, even Odegaard. I'm looking at Benny Blanco because I feel like last season Between him and Gabriel, they were solid. Even almost got us into the Champions League. He has now since September, so that's what September, October, November, for the past 4 months, played quote unquote out of position, and he hasn't looked out of place. So I'm leaning towards Ben White,
I agree with you, but still,
but I'll
you see,
also
as Moisey, you see, because them man they are to score goal and them give them assists and so, but the little thing that them other man they do, then they get the
right.
praise to run. You
It
understand?
would,
So
it
that's
would.
why me go
Let
Ramsdale.
me tell you, it would have been party for me by a clear margin if he was just fit a bit more. Because Partey is as integral to Arsenal, what Arsenal do, as more is saying with Rodri.
Mm.
But other than that, I'm giving Odegaard some love too. If I'm
Yeah, me
supposed
give
to say,
Ireland
because
love, but for me,
Odegaard made us tick for the entire year, and that's why he has a captain bag. But I
look,
feel like I'm giving Ben White.
and the thing is like with Odegaard, when Odegaard come in, remember when he come in on loan, he didn't
Mm-hmm.
score much goal. Everybody they
Right.
question why make Arsenal go back for Odegaard.
Yeah, why we didn't get
Arsenal go back for
Madison?
Odegaard.
Why we didn't go for Buendia?
Yeah, but the
For
thing
that,
is no shot. Ramsdale, everybody question the signing of Ramsdale. They say, oh, every team he play, he get relegated, he get this,
yeah,
he get
that's
that.
true.
And when he
And
and
Jerry
he
reminds
came
us of
and
that
when he
all the
get the
time.
opportunity, he lift the team spirit. He was
You're
one of
right.
the guys that lift the
You're
team
right.
spirit.
You're
You
right.
get that's why me give him to Ramsdale.
You're right. I mean, Cello, I can't argue with you. Go ahead, Moy.
And Shaq, just to interchange here, I think I have a question that would basically shift to Sukwa too. That I know we're talking about Ramsdale, and it's a good indication that we see why don't probably these big teams try to fish, as we would say, for these lesser clubs, because you look like you gave Ramsdale a chance, you gave Ben White a chance, and look at how they transform your team. I mean, them in the press when everybody was counting them out was like, what kind of signings they are? They're not
It's
top class signings
happening
that would
scouting.
put you with the big boys. But just to say to Sukwa, like, just to Sukwa, do you have renewed faith in Kepa being in the goal now than
Mhm.
Edward Mendy?
Yeah, a lot.
So
To
you
me, Kepa
prefer?
looks a lot more solid, man.
Okay.
At the back. I think that the only thing with Mendy, I mean, Mendy had that one outstanding season, AFCON and everything, Champions League, that went very well for him. But I think Mendy got a little complacent though.
Mm,
Complacency and complacency can creep into your game if you don't keep that kind of
yeah,
level headed and keep working
that's
at
fact.
your profession, as a goalkeeper. So I
Did
think
you
that,
saying that right, Sokwa? You see,
mm,
Mendy, after a while, he gets so comfortable, right? Because you
yeah,
say Kepa make all the mistake, they you know really see no competition. Because
right.
the manager we kind of lose faith in the Kepa. You
Hmm.
understand? So
That's
Mendy
true.
start to get
Yeah.
comfortable. Mendy a good keeper, yes, no, but to me,
Yeah.
Kepa the better keeper. Mendy have good reach, cause he tall and so, but yeah, a lot of mistake he need to.
Yeah.
Kepa a mistake he need to no. But
Hmm.
after a while, Mendy just get too comfortable because he realize
Hmm.
nobody will ever really push him.
Yeah. And he's not very
Right.
confident playing with the ball at his feet neither.
Yeah.
You know, you need that now. Go ahead, Munchie.
Yeah, back to what Moy said. I'm have a change my look at Giants. Um, when he made a statement saying, "You don't start laugh, cause you know I'm going. You know where I'm going." Yeah, going to the lesser teams and picking up these guys and give them a chance, like the Ramsdales, the Ben White. Why City went to Aston Villa? Like we could have went to
Okay.
Newcastle and got
Okay.
Come on,
Almiron.
Munchie. Come on,
Stop.
Munchie. Come
Stop.
on, Munchie.
I'm
Almiron
just
wasn't
saying.
showing this. Almiron
I'm
wasn't
just
showing
saying why,
this. That's
the
one.
City's scouting to the liquor teams need to be better. We should
Just
hire
He
Arsenal's.
was one of the best players in the league when you're
just
about it.
just one thing. No, not
Stop the
starting the
talk.
argument. I mean, I understand where Monty would come from. The price tag would thing, and Grealish is not playing the best, but we can't forget that the season we bought Grealish. I think he was the second player to create the most chances in the league. So then,
Yeah,
coming with that, you have a De Bruyne and a Grealish that we know could create chances from anything. You would normally fancy it. So that's
we
why
weren't
I've given him
expecting,
the chance and
we
still
weren't
it's been
expecting
up.
this at
Okay,
all, English.
but I hope you guys can remember when the deal was announced. I was literally against it because I
And
said
we
we
Monty, we
didn't
we
need
have it on record.
Grealish,
We
just
have it.
about this
right?
a lot of time.
I
And we
know.
can go back to the
I'm
clip
looking
too.
at Grealish came from Aston Villa as a ball carrier. I look at
Mr.
the
Mr.
City
Munchie,
setup,
Mr.
right?
Munchie, Mr. Munchie,
Yes,
we're
sir.
not going back to that, sir.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
But
saying. I'm
sure,
not
you
arguing
don't
anything.
want me to
But
understand.
you guys need to answer what I'm saying. A
Go
ball
ahead.
carrier coming to a team that literally has 3 or 4 ball carriers. Yeah, you just what you gonna add to the team? More ball. There's only one ball in the field. That's why I'm saying City should have went for out and out winger to replace Leroy Sané. That's what we needed. An out and out winger to replace you.
But
Well, that's
Monty,
maybe
it's not possible
philosophy.
Grealish
But
100
as I
million,
say,
Monty.
from that statement I made when he signed to now, he hasn't made me eat my words. And none of you guys can say that I'm lying. He
You're not
hasn't
lying.
made me eat my
Okay,
words.
okay,
But
you're not
sure,
Okay.
lying.
the thing is that Monty need to understand you here. When City go after Grealish, he come off on a good season.
A great
Bear
season.
in mind that he will just sign a new contract. You understand?
Had
And
to
the
pay the
next thing is, Aston Villa never really want to sell Grealish. So they say, yeah,
right.
if Man City really want Grealish, put 100 million price tag on it. If they really want it, then pay
You come
100
and
million
get it.
sure they're serious.
Right.
I
Yeah.
So
mean, as
every
Okay.
I
You
time
guys
said,
think I'm complaining about
listen, man,
the
you know,
price tag? I'm not.
you, more, everybody you know. Grealish no worth 100 million.
yeah, we know that. I mean, even
Hey,
So
stuff
I'm
to
not
say
stop
complaining
people.
about the
stop
Guys,
fuss
price
about
we
tag.
come.
don't
You guys need
Stop
to understand what
fuss
I'm
about
saying.
come.
I'm
we
not
did
complaining about the
thing
price
already.
tag.
Whoa,
City
hold on
splash
there,
money
guys.
anyway.
We did the
What I'm trying to
Grealish
say,
thing already. Let's not go back to Grealish now.
I know, I
I'm
know.
trying to
It's
make
just the
sure.
type of player that we bought, I was against. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. The
Yes,
type of
Monty.
player that we bought, I
We're
was
gonna write.
against.
We're
I'm
gonna
not
write.
against the price tag or Grealish on a whole.
We're gonna
I don't
write.
care how much chances created, wherever. It's the type
All
of
right.
player he
See,
is. We didn't
here's
need
what
him.
to do. Send it in the group, and we're gonna star it, bro.
I
So
mean,
that
Chuck,
every
even self,
every time we can just quote it whenever you want to say. You can just say.
I mean, Chuck, even stuff to just say, just a general statement. I mean, that bought for Grealish is like, let's say Saki is the hottest prospect right now, and he wants to leave. Let's say he's not happy at us, and he wants to leave. It's going to be that buy that the top club would want to stop these other clubs from getting also that I think also helps to trigger it because you don't want your rival team to try and get that player to be better. So I think that helped negotiate the deal too.
Fair enough. Aiden is saying Lawrence is now 36. I can't see Conte going for a young keeper back up with Aston. So who would Spurs go for keeper wise? What I would say about Spurs before I ask y'all my last question.
Like Pickford.
I mean,
Pickford there.
no, but then Conte has a contract until the end of the season. He hasn't signed an extension. So why would a player go to Tottenham? Because they don't even know who's going to coach them.
Mhm.
And if he has his contract ending the last season, you don't know what will happen to game two though.
So you don't know. That's why I feel Tottenham in a limbo right now. Because they're gonna give him an extension, or maybe he don't want the extension.
Mhm.
So who are they gonna sign?
And
And
Tottenham
are
and
you
team.
are you going? That's true. Are you going to try as an owner? Super as an owner, would
Uh,
Mhm.
you give me money if you know my contract ends in 4 months? You give me money to spend to buy players for you, and you haven't even committed your future to me.
Yeah,
To the club. I'm gonna show
I,
up
I,
about
I,
you.
I think the first thing is that um, Levy will have to decide if they're going to offer a new contract to Conte, if they're willing to support him again. Um, because I mean they spent some serious money this start of the
Spend
season, right?
money.
Richarlison,
Perisic, Bissouma,
Perisic,
um,
Kulusevski.
Kulusevski. We're bringing
Yeah,
the
so
one
that was some
the
serious money
oh
that
boy,
day.
Bentancur.
Then
Yeah.
bring in the Romeo, so the defender.
Yeah,
Yeah, they brought
yeah,
that in.
Romero.
He was there the season before.
Okay, yes,
He's
that's
been
right.
on the Nuno, innit?
Yeah. So,
Father,
Shaq, I would have to say, well, it's a little bit tough, but it'll have to come down to the ownership first.
Father
Yeah,
Tottenham
I
and
agree.
our team.
Are they gonna back him, give him a renewed contract?
When
Okay, we
when you hear
spent all
about
this money
when
in
you
the
think
summer.
about Tottenham, when you think about shit. And when you think
Oh,
about
yeah.
shit, when you think about Tottenham.
I know, babe.
But
It's not,
I
man.
saw
Understand
I
it,
saw
man.
earlier today they were in for Kessie, but Javi told Barca board, hey, we need him.
Okay. No, man, that's mad. Okay, guys, my last question. My last question
Yes.
is an Arsenal Manchester City question. Can Arsenal win the league?
Of course. Of course.
City fans?
My biasness would say no because obviously I'm a City supporter. But
No, but I feel
yeah,
like we can
no,
be
no, no, no.
objective.
But, no, yeah. That's why I was coming next. But yeah, I think Arsenal can think. I think we reached the point where we can't count out Arsenal no more, and they're the obvious threat. Yeah, I think it can be. It can happen.
Suko, before Munchie ends with some biasness, what are you thinking there, bro?
I believe they can, but I think it'll come down to the two games against City. I think this, if that ever comes, when that time comes, I mean they should have done it earlier, but because of the what it was the League Cup game or the
Yeah,
Champions League
just
match or
give you
what
put
it was, yeah. So I think it comes down to these two ties, but also I would believe we have to gauge it a little closer towards like the real last couple of weeks running in. Like that where Champions
yeah,
League gets
you get
contested.
a better picture then.
Yes.
I guess I'm asking,
Mm.
do Arsenal have the components
Hmm.
as is now to
Right.
be champion?
Yeah, I believe so, man. I think even I believe that when they go up to play City, that it will not be like a walkover like how in previous times and the different management and stuff like that. That kind of thing where they would concede 6 goals and stuff like like these ridiculous score lines, right?
Just
That's a
like
more
last year,
composed.
conceded 5.
That's a better composed team, and they've been gelling pretty well. So I guess we just have to wait out and see. But they have shown that they have the ability to win those kind of close games and then to be able to get the 3 points, because that's what matters when it comes down to the end thing.
See then two games against City, they be the two games of the season. The two best game of the season, then two games there. Because not because I'm Arsenal fan. Because now Arteta has something for proof. Yeah. Arteta has something for proof. And he can prove that all the work that he put in for the past 12 months, this is the time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So them going to be the two biggest games of the season.
All right, Monchi, you have
Okay.
to put your hand up. I'm coming to you.
Yeah. I kind of disagree with Marcel because these games against Arsenal and City, they're kind of early up in the year. I think we're playing in February, and then, it's too early up in the year to say like they were decided or they were big games.
I feel like you're just saying the quality of the game.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the quality will be there, yeah, for sure. But for it to be like a decider or whatever, it's still too early. Because
why you say that?
Lean up to that game, those games. Lean up to the first game. The two teams can drop points.
Hold on.
Lean up to the first game, the two teams can drop points, or the two teams can maintain the winning one until they both meet. Win, lose, or drop by either team, that gap would still be attainable by either Arsenal or Manchester City. Until we meet again, I think like 2 or 3 games before the second round, the second leg, it's still too close. So that's what I'm saying. So those games won't necessarily be a title decider. Yes, there will be a big game. It won't be a title decider. In terms of Arsenal can win the league, for me, as that comment say, we gotta wait and see how Arsenal does in the transfer window. Because you need depth.
Hold on. Okay, so let me answer this question now. Because we can't tell the future. Arsenal as constructed now, without injury, are they a team that can win the league? Let's say every team stay fit. Every team stay fit from now till May. Can Arsenal win the league?
Every team, Manchester City, everybody?
Everybody.
No.
Okay.
It'll come down to quality. No, it will come down, honestly, no, I'm not being biased. It will come down to quality, know-how, and experience. And these are 3 things that City been in this position like 4 times already. You understand? So, and because Arsenal team is actually kind of young, the grit and the know-how, you won't really get it from the players. It's like how Pep can come with the team talk. Hey, last season against Aston Villa, look how we fought back. We can do this, guys. Like the Pep talk that Arteta might give now is like, oh, come on, guys, we have nothing to lose. Let's just give it a hard push. If we fit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's how it is, but I'm just saying like the experience, the grit, and everything, and quality will be over Arsenal, and that's why I say City would nick it if it comes down to everybody being fit.
When Leicester win the league, nobody believe Leicester would win the league. What Chukni tell me about experience, this and that. And
when Leicester won the league, listen to me. When Leicester won the league, every other big team was playing crappy.
Leicester team win the league. So what Chukni
listen to what I'm saying. When Leicester won the league, every other team was playing crappy. Big teams that weren't playing crappy, a lot of players were out injured. You hear what Shaq say? A fully fit team, everybody fit. When Leicester won the league, a lot of big teams were losing their star players and they were literally playing crap. So you can't bring that Leicester City. Taking nothing away from Leicester. But at that time, they had advantage with big teams losing their best players. Okay?
I mean, before...
Don't listen to me, Shaq.
Before you go...
Munchie say right, Shaq. The 2 game Arsenal versus City, they can't be tied to decider. Munchie saying this to say right. Say for now, tell none of the team and then drop no points until they meet each other here. If Arsenal win, Arsenal open up an 8-point gap in front of you. Yeah. I'm gonna meet you again probably 3 weeks later. You understand? What I mean by that, they're not title decider. You know what? Arsenal will get an 8-point gap in front of you right now.
8-point gap. You know we're meeting in February, right? So that 8-point gap will be in February. We still have March, April, and May to play.
How far February for me? How far
February 3 months. 3 months. Go. Marcel, as I told you before, City been in this position where we were behind 8 points with at least 5 or 6 games to play, and we came back and won the league. We know how to do it.
No different. The teams and them no different from the teams and them back them. The team and them stronger than the team and them where you were 8 points behind and come back and win the league. The team and them no different team. The Newcastle and them more tougher. And I like the Newcastle and them from 4 years back. So top troop in this partner.
I'm talking facts.
Let's get it.
8 points. 8-point lead is not even City to them.
Hold on. Let's get it.
Munchie doesn't be biased. Munchie, you know what? Man City, you know what? Arsenal open up 8-point gap with them and Arsenal play the same amount.
You know, my little want to prove you wrong. You know, my little want to lose a game before.
And you know this Arsenal team is a different Arsenal team. Arsenal team is a different Arsenal team.
When last Arsenal banged me in the league? 6 years now.
Okay, but what was the? Tell me the relevance for that. More, I'm coming to you. Seriously. What was the
The
relevance for that?
relevance.
Yeah.
He's saying this Arsenal team's a different team. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
we haven't played each other. You can't speak against what he just said because you haven't played this team.
And the month just a big
Um,
bias spanner.
Kenya Hughes is saying City fans know how it feels leading Liverpool by 12 points and they come back and have City looking over their shoulders. Cello, a very confident man. Okay. More, you have a point, and Eden have some comments you need to bring up.
Yeah, I was saying I can just to draw pick some out of what Munchie and Sella was saying. Why even if you wouldn't hear majority still trying to see if you come outright and say Arsenal have a chance because from the past we know what City can do with these type of leagues and then we're going, with as Monchi said, with experience, just as they said that's why we lost the Champions League against Real Madrid because they had experience. But I even say, looking at the Arsenal team right now, yes, City knows what it takes to win the league and the experienced players that have won it before. But even so, looking at the Arsenal team now, I think these young players, as we would say, that they look like they have a fight. And we know if all of us that play football right now, we have gone in games before and we know that that's a big team, but we're still thinking that like if all of us play how we supposed to play, stick to the plan, we can probably manage to pick out the stuff. So that's just see Arsenal back on the scene. You won't really have anyone saying, boom, Arsenal is the outright favourites. But I mean,
Even
it still can happen. And
More is right because even with 5 points clear, City is still the favorite to win the league.
yeah,
I mean, Arsenal 5 points clear, and I don't fail to remind you guys of that. But every time you listen to these shows, City's still the favorite. City's still the favorite, and there's no way I'm counting them out. I'm like I just said when I woke up this morning, wake up about after 4, and me turn over, me go up on Twitter, and you see, and I see your hunting arm, and say, ah, shit,
But
some
Shaq,
have,
me understand all that, right, Shaq? But Monty, you make it seems like Monty said them two game yeah, and can't decide, I don't know, tight to decide them game
it can't,
and two,
Marcel.
two, what I mean?
it would
Yeah,
it
everybody,
would be
right?
vital, but it wouldn't
Everybody
be
you
the
say, right?
most
You see them two
vital
game,
thing.
and all them two game, everybody you wait one. And then two
okay,
game you prove who can go to the end of them. At this then two game, everybody you wait one. Cause
but
them
Okay,
one
okay,
Ma-
of them say,
Marcel. Wait, Chuck. Let me
one of
ask you
them say,
this. Okay, let's just drop some scenarios, right? Uh, in terms of City's favor for now, because as you're leading now, both games we draw. The 5 point
uh-huh,
gap remains for the rest
uh-huh,
of the season.
uh-huh.
You believe Arsenal can maintain a 5 point gap for the rest of the season with City is hunting them down?
But now I'm
okay,
gonna say them,
no,
listen.
give me that.
Yeah, nobody's
Why
going to
not?
bet against this team.
Why not? Because if you just said by your scenario that the next toughest team in the league cannot beat me, why won't I have confidence to manage to even open up a bigger lead when I'm playing the rest of these opponents in the league? And if you can't beat me, if we can't beat each other, let's put it that way, because that's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. We can't beat each other, and why can't I also think that you can drop points to a Brentford again? Why can't
And
why
that me
can't
say,
you drop
you
points?
kill
So
our Manchester derby
I don't
come.
I just don't like how you're
You
thinking.
kill our
Okay,
Manchester
what it
derby
sounded
come.
like you were saying is that okay, 5 points remain. It's a guarantee that City, that Arsenal will drop points
Points,
to
yeah.
bring
And City
City
now
back
go drop
into
none.
the
And just you make us see.
into the competition.
I think it's a scenario there, right? Just look at last season, City versus Liverpool. Even when City Liverpool game was coming up, the main thinking of City, the City fans, as I would say, I could probably talk for myself that we're going into the game hoping not to lose the game so we
Yeah.
can still take that edge. And I still think that coming up to those games, that Arsenal versus Man City, let's say the 5 point gap is still good. The Arsenal fans would be looking to go into that game. Let's not drop any points.
Points, yeah.
Best case scenario, let's not lose to Man
Lose the
City
game, yeah.
to
That's
draw the
true.
gap. Because if you manage to win, it's an 8 point gap, and the 8 point gap is good distance. It's not anything that we see because we see we have come back
Insurmountable,
from before. But
right?
if
Not
you have a
insurmountable.
little
It's
extra
a damn good
security,
lead.
going into that other game that we would play to say if we slip up, it's back to 5.
5,
So
yeah.
it could be like that. So it's all in the toss up still really.
For
And
getting
that
the
they tell
coverage.
Munchie, so Munchie can't say that it can't be not decided because them game the important game, Munchie.
Let me
Yeah,
get
they're
in.
important,
decide.
Marcel, but they're too early to be played to be called
Okay,
deciders,
okay. Put it this
especially
way.
the first game in
Put it this
February.
way, Monchi. If Arsenal can win that game, okay, no, let me switch it around. If you're in Arsenal position, you're 5 points clear. Wouldn't you love to be 8 points clear? Wouldn't you have preferred it that way?
Yeah,
Even if it's not a title decider, I will take being 8 points clear any day over the team that's trailing me. Let me bring in.
exactly. Yeah, I know, but you got to be mindful. I think until we meet, that's gonna be like maybe we each play like 3 or 4 games till
I have.
February.
I
So
think
that's
I have Tottenham and Manchester United and so before you,
Yeah,
Newcastle.
Tottenham, Newcastle, and
so
Manchester.
should I say 4 games, right? So that's be like 19 games. Just say 19 games.
Right.
We meet on game week 20. You got the 8 point gap. I'm just saying. We still got 18 more games to play.
Right.
So that's the point I'm trying to make. Even if you
You're,
beat me
you're
on
saying
that
that
first game,
that
18 games still left to be played.
you make up the
It's a
ground.
big game, but it's not
Right.
vital. It's not a title decider. That's what I'm trying to
I
tell
don't think you
myself.
can say that it's not vital. Every point is vital.
No, okay. When I mean, okay, as Moy say, you can say it's important, but it's not critical.
What do you mean
Because
by
you're
the critical,
thinking
Munchie?
that you're Manchester City and you can catch anybody with any
Yeah,
lead.
in a critical.
No, 18 games to play is a lot. It's not just me
Right.
being Manchester City.
But it's also a lot for me to grow the lead. Or for you to bring it down, isn't it?
Sure. You see what Munchie think about? Okay,
But guys,
give
I
him
have to bring in the comment. Sorry, there, sir. Let me bring in the comment. Imagine 1st January, Arsenal loan Felix and buy Modric. Then that would be interesting. Would Moy them be worried then? More yes or no? Quickly.
To the signing, yeah, it would be bigger impact. So yeah,
Monchi, yes or no? Would you be worried?
Yeah, cause you
Okay.
added firepower to the stuff.
man.
Kenya, okay. I read this one already. Arsenal passion. Them young
that's what it
Arsenal
is.
players, as Kenya is saying, them young Arsenal players right now afraid nobody. That's true. Imagine Newcastle wins. Imagine Newcastle wins now. Arsenal next 4 games will be a big is right. I think I just cited that. I think we have Brighton,
Okay, Shaq,
Brighton, Newcastle,
Newcastle,
Shaq.
Tottenham, and
Man
Man.
U.
Okay,
and
Shaq, do a little research for me. Pull up Arsenal's and City's next games until they meet each other. Let's do
Just tell over the game
a quick
and then
little
before.
run through. When I say quick, a quick little run through. Maybe ask Shaq do City and ask Marcel do Arsenal.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, even as they look for the stuff, it goes back to the person that made the comment with Arsenal having passion and City have experience. I think that's really what it comes up to, plus a fit squad because these young players nowadays, they like to take the mantle on their back and do what they have to do. So I mean, really and truly, it would be interesting. Because me and Munchie are not going to just sit down. As I don't think nobody intends to say that. Me and Munchie expect to say that. Arsenal is going to win the league, and Cello and Chuck, they're still going to be confident to ride out the wave because
All right,
they live in the dream
Stella,
at the
you
moment.
ready?
They're leading the race, which as I
They
say,
come.
anything can happen, yes. But
Yeah,
if we're going based on the past, the know-how, the experience, City kind of literally had the edge, and even the quality itself. Case in point,
Okay.
Shaq made a point that said if his key player, I don't know if it's Shaq or Joe, I think maybe it's Joe. His key player is his key thing is finding a replacement for Party.
Shaq, yeah, the City
Okay, I know you
pictures.
say something about bar injuries, right, Shaq? But you bringing in Felix and Modric, right? Party gets injured. That alone changes Arsenal dynamic on a whole, totally. So that's why I come back and say it comes down to quality and experience. You understand what I'm saying?
Kenny is saying Arsenal has the tougher fixtures. Ribeiro Constantine has is saying no Arsenal team leading at Christmas has ever won the league. Experience is crucial, but a healthy Arsenal can do a Leicester.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay,
Okay,
you guys
let's
got the fixtures?
yeah, I have
Yeah.
it.
Me are the Arsenal fixtures.
Yeah, so you play Everton this weekend, and we have
Brighton.
then
I
you
think
play then you play then you play Chelsea.
And me play Newcastle.
that's two tough games during that week.
Yeah, for both teams, yeah.
Then you
That's
play United.
And me play Tottenham.
that's two.
United, okay. You better back Tottenham because me get a cheap points there.
I
Okay,
Arsenal fans for the same.
and then you play Spurs.
And me play Man U.
This is funny.
Wow.
Man U at home.
You
And
see?
Man U at the Emirates Stadium.
You know the thing that week is you can say is both of our bogey teams.
the
Had to
next
have
4 games, I think we can Everton and Brighton. Okay, they're not no.
And then
Brighton is a better
after
team than
that,
Everton. But after
Man U,
that, I think we
Everton, and then
match.
Brentford.
I
And
think
then
our
Man
our match difficulties are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Right. So
Moy made a great point. That fixture, that game week, City versus Spurs and United versus Arsenal, it was the bogey because is the Man United the only team that beat you guys this season so far?
yeah.
And then you know how it goes when we play Spurs.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the thing is like Monty, most of my game and them are who me play. Which what me strong, me tough, me no fear nobody there. Anyone there come there. Me this man.
So Marcel,
So there's a one.
you should be upset because if you're playing most of your games home first round, that means second round when you go away, that means you're gonna just give you a cheap point.
Boy, me
No,
strong
no,
away too.
but we have been strongest away.
Strong away too.
We have
And
we
me
have had
strong away.
16 sheets in our last 8 away games.
Okay, that's a good record.
Have a
In the
better
pre-season,
defensive
me
record
clean my
away
channel and then good.
than
Me channel and then
home.
good.
We concede
Different-
more goals at home.
Definitely right. Sukwa, I know you
Mm.
don't like Arsenal, right? So just do me the favor, and you can give it a little cheaper, so you don't have to pay Arsenal to your customer.
No, but we don't. Oh, you want to keep points? Okay. So you know what? This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna end the show. Suko always sits on the fence, and he's the only unbiased man on the show. Is we have two Arsenal and 2 City. So for those games, Suko, I want you to count the points each team will get. Just tell us the result. Okay? Man City versus Everton.
That's 3 points, City.
City.
Arsenal
Cello.
versus Brighton.
Draw.
Wow. So that's what we know. The gap is down to 3 points.
3 points.
That's
Yeah.
according to Suko. Okay. Chelsea versus City.
That's City.
Arsenal versus Newcastle.
That's City. Shock. That's City.
Okay.
Yeah,
Me,
that's
that
okay.
team already. There's no way we beat, there's no way that team beating City. I tell you that.
Arsenal versus Newcastle.
That's the next draw, right?
Let the man speak.
No, I
Sorry,
think
sorry.
I'll give boy Shock. That's a hard one, but I'll give you all the edge in that game.
Okay, so the gap still stays at 3.
Mm.
Man U versus Manchester City.
That's Man City.
Arsenal versus
Close game,
Spurs.
but Arsenal Spurs.
Yeah.
At
Arsenal.
Tottenham.
Yeah, Arsenal.
You're in Arsenal.
Mm.
Okay. The gap is still at 3, by the way. Manchester City versus Spurs.
City will win, man. This one.
And
Arsenal versus Manchester United.
at the Emirates.
Emirates Stadium.
At the Emirates. Draw.
Yeah. So the gap is
2.
down to 2. Our City ahead by 1 now.
City ahead
So
by
Arsenal
1.
will pick up a point. Arsenal will pick up a point.
Yeah, Arsenal ahead by 1 point.
Sukwa, did you factor in the City versus Spurs game, knowing that City normally folds against Spurs?
Yeah, but I think but I think City will get over that, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think I know usually Crystal Palace and Spurs that give you all
When that
extra
game come back with
Mm.
that same confidence so I can get it right.
So yeah, we stopped. I think we went up to oh, but then City played Spurs 2 weeks after that. After they played Spurs the first game. Super, you're getting some love. This is super is fair. I
Yeah,
mean,
boy,
could they have gone that way? Yeah, it could. Could they have gone the other way? Because I'm looking at it and we way over time. We almost at 2 hours, fellas.
Mm.
The the
And
the
special.
Arsenal. Okay, this person saying man you get licked now because that chief in win first round now will work this time. Are you talking about the Arsenal result versus
That's the
United?
result. Yeah.
Um, like Salah been saying, yes, in Super's mind, he's going off of what he's seen so far this season, and I can't tell him that he's wrong, but why not? Why City can't? Why Spurs can't bang City? Why Chelsea can't bang?
Boy, listen, don't even come with that.
So quoi? Mais bet il a over no. Bet il
Look,
a
No, but
over no.
boy, let me
nobody.
tell you, right?
That's next weekend. That's
Yeah,
next
that's next
Thursday.
weekend. Yeah.
Next
I know.
And
Thursday.
then we got them the following
Yeah,
weekend in the FA Cup.
Saturday,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you play
pick up as well.
Thursday.
So,
In FA Cup too?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Arsenal play Oxford United in FA Cup.
Yeah,
It's
so I mean,
very,
it's
it's very
interesting.
interesting. It's very interesting, especially the 2 weeks where we both have big teams to play.
Yeah, I mean, who flashed this? Who
Fix the
flashed
list,
this
boy.
picture, boy?
I think
Robert,
you have to
Robert,
factor in who plays
Robert is saying,
the pressure.
oh yeah, the times.
Yeah.
Okay, Cello, just do it quickly. Arsenal, we both playing on Saturday this weekend. Then they play on a Thursday, the 5th.
Arsenal play 7:45 Saturday.
City play 11.
No, no, just give me the date. Just give me the date.
5:30 against Brighton.
The date
The day
is Saturday. We know Saturday. I'm talking about the next game after that is what day?
against Newcastle, let me play 7:45.
The date tell of January the what?
The 3rd of January.
Oh, and City plays the 5th. So we gonna
And
play
then they
before
play
that.
against the 15th, Sunday the 15th of January. Then play
Right.
Spurs.
And Man U plays on the Saturday.
And
Go
then
again. Go ahead, Cello.
Jack, I have a question, right? Before we finish.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Cello.
the 22nd of January against Manchester United 4:30.
And then City plays on the Thursday. So it's kind of fierce. We play two before them, they play two before us. It seems like.
And then February the 4th, Everton 12:30.
Yeah. Okay, and then they play on the 5th.
And then
Okay.
Just going to get the both teams.
and then the 11th of February.
We can stop this, Cello. We can stop there. Sorry, Suko, before we continue.
Mm.
We were saying watch fast and Newcastle fast, everybody. No Europe and January transfers. But this is the one that's killing me. The date is 7:45 p.m. Why don't you understand that? Yo, Aiden, I love Aiden, boy.
Aiden, why do you trust Stone? Stone, Aiden, do that.
Yo, I'd like to meet Aiden. I'd like to meet Aiden. Aiden,
Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself.
just send me your socials, man. Put your socials in the comment, boy. We want to see who this man will be, boy.
Yes, Suko's question.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
So
You
Jack,
got
right?
finish.
Between the Arsenal and the Man City fans, right? Y'all don't give an outside chance to Newcastle, knowing just like what Roberto was saying. There's no Champions League. They're gonna strengthen in January because they have the resources to do so.
Right.
7 points behind y'all, you know.
But points on the board, I think, is very important for me in my mind at least.
Okay,
Because
let's look at like 6 of the next fixtures, right? They have Leeds
for
at home.
Newcastle. Mhm.
Yeah, for Newcastle. Leeds at home, Arsenal away. Okay, we know that is probably like the toughest game that they have probably in the next
Right.
6 games. Fulham out at home, Crystal Palace away, West Ham at home, and Bournemouth away.
Wow.
I like to have those fixtures. But
Wow.
okay,
But
but this is
super.
what I'm saying. Hold on there, Sarah. Let me get in.
A 15 points
I
guaranteed.
I would say, right, because remember they've played a game they've played a game more than City and than City and Arsenal. And I'm thinking, this is how I'm thinking about it. If Arsenal dropping points, I don't think City is dropping the same points as Arsenal. That's why I
And if-
don't give them. That's why I don't give them a shot.
And if City's
Okay.
dropping points, Arsenal won't drop points. Yeah,
That's
if
why,
I,
that's why,
but
that's why I don't give them a shot.
Shark, but honestly, I literally got worried based on those fixtures I hear they have.
Good fixture list, though.
Honestly, those fixtures Newcastle have, those are all winnable fixtures.
Investment.
No bias about it.
Yeah, man.
That's a
I
good
listen to
15
They don't have to
points
just
they
keep an
collect
eye
right
on that,
here.
right?
18
I
points.
mean,
Listen to me. By the end of the season, Newcastle will finish 5th.
Okay.
Nah.
Now,
I mean,
Okay, let's see that January transfer window.
listen to me. By the end of the season,
They
Newcastle will
say they were
finish 5th.
intentions now.
You see,
So who's
Man U,
finishing in front of them? Man U.
Man
Yeah,
U
that's
and
clear.
Tottenham. Man U and man not no count Tottenham out. Yeah.
I thought they're not a
The
team.
top
Seth.
four
It's not.
top will be Arsenal, City, Man U, and Tottenham. Newcastle will come
Liverpool will
5th.
make top 4, man.
I think Liverpool will make top four because I mean United not far off. United win the game in hand. I don't know who it's against. Then they go 32 points. They're one behind the Newcastle. So Salah may be on to something.
But to just make this point, right?
And Liverpool too, sorry, Moy. Liverpool too has a game in hand. So
To say what Suko is saying, I think City would be the team more to fear than Newcastle to Arsenal because I think Newcastle is what I know. Yeah, no, he's not 1 point anymore because he won yesterday, right?
what are you talking about? Between you
Yeah,
and
the gap
Newcastle,
between
2 points.
the
2
gap
points.
between 2 points.
2
Yeah,
points.
you have a game in hand.
Yeah,
you
so
have
that's
a
what
game
I'm
in
saying.
hand.
That game in
Yeah.
hand, no, we don't know who the game in hand is, so it could be
It's
really thick.
Arsenal.
You gave me
Arsenal
that.
is that game in hand.
Okay, so yeah, you see then you would be tricky. So City would have to worry
Yeah.
about Newcastle would have to be worrying about the City before they try to worry about Arsenal because they even closer to us.
Because Arsenal is further ahead than
So,
Manchester
so let's
City.
just move on. Yeah. So
Yo.
yeah, the next question.
No. That's all.
I think that's my okay, but I guess the World Cup stands out most for 2022. Yes, so that was
Yeah.
different. So that's
One thing for Moy.
Yo,
You know what are really good right now?
what?
Father Jamal on the show right now.
I think
man,
Suko does a really good job at being unbiased. Because legit, Jamal would have say Arsenal losing all those games because he hasn't changed his stance on Twitter. Seriously, man should join Twitter and follow the man. That's
Who's that, Jamal?
But
Yeah.
Jamal is a crazy man, my
Because
partner. He's a
Jamal
crazy
said
man.
on the other day, and Joe had to go at him with it. Jamal was saying, "Look, Arsenal about to throw away this lead. We're gonna be outside the top four by."
So he's like a pessimist then.
Yeah, let's use that word. I wouldn't use
So
that
he's an
word.
undercover City fan, so far.
It was with
Yeah,
game. It was some big game that Arsenal
Hmm.
had, and when I went on Twitter, I saw that he was saying, "Yeah, I thought that he was completely ruling out Arsenal," and I was like, "If that was my team, I mean, I understand the struggles of Arsenal, but if
Yeah.
that was coming out the struggle and we having a good season just like our Arsenal, there's no way I am
Yeah.
going to go on my team because I'm flying."
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal, I feel like, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans are like this with too. It just hurts. It's been years. And I mean,
But that's your best chance. I
last
mean,
time we were in a good position was 2016 when Leicester won. Where I think we should have really won that league. But other than that, we have to go back to the year Eduardo broke his foot. I think it was 08.
Yeah.
So it's we scarred. We scarred.
I'm all
But
for living
for
in the
me-
moment.
But for me, every time Arsenal plays,
Yeah,
if
you have
if
to
they
go with your
if they
team.
don't win, I'm
Mhm.
like, why y'all didn't win? I'm
Mhm.
expecting them to win. I don't care. Next City come. Let me tell them I want to play City because my half to play them. My half to play them. It's a league. I have to
Yeah.
play them. May they come
And
now. May they want to play them Sunday
I'm not.
and Monday.
I'm not
Mhm.
even. I'm not. I wouldn't even be mad at Chap for his reaction. As a City fan, I would be like, you're crazy, man. You can't do that because me and him have those arguments every single time. But I'm here to say at football when your team is flying, you live in the moment because I know if Chelsea picks up form right now, Soko is most likely. He might have the thought that that it
The
could be
reason
tricky, but he
is
wouldn't.
probably
Nobody
say
would
the
go against
draft.
him. Nobody would go against. Everybody's going to put it
Yeah.
back. All of us know. Some. Soon as you say one little thing, all of us get ticks off and ready to support our team, as you see on Island fans. And it's just
Mhm.
about how we love the game. You know.
But yeah, guys, that's 20. We're 2 days out. That's
Mhm.
2020. You have a comment here. Let me just go back and see. Okay, one commentator made the point that we need to stop acting like it's mid-season. It's not. We have many games to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all like arts and I hate it here. But he's true. It's right. It's right. It's not the normal Christmas time where you would have passed 19 games already.
Right,
So
because of the whole World Cup.
majority of the season is
Yeah.
still there to be played.
Yeah.
But football, I think football is about trends, and you
Mhm.
can notice these trends because this is why else is Super giving Newcastle a chance? Why we because last season we wouldn't have looked at those fixtures for Newcastle the same way we're looking at it now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't think we should look at Arsenal the same way we did last year
Mhm.
as just fair. So
And we should give Grealish a chance too. End the show quick before he talk.
My back here with that more. Give Grealish a chance.
And
He's getting it,
Nketiah.
but he's not
And
making use of
Nketiah.
it.
and
And
Eddie,
That's the
Nketiah.
difference.
And get you get the chance now. So you
Oh,
have to
hear
use
this
your
right.
wisely.
Hear this right, fellas. For 2023, City fans, we're going to give Grealish some time. You're going to give Grealish some time. I'll let him see it. And if he doesn't, I'll back you and say, that's what it is. If he doesn't do anything. Cello,
Get get
you're
ready
going
for
to
back
give
me.
you're going
and
to give Nketiah a chance. Sukwa, we're going to
Yeah.
give
Mendy.
Mendy a chance as the backup keeper and hopefully he's going to come back fit and strong. Sounds like a reasonable 2023 to look forward to.
True.
That's a wrap, guys. It's been lovely. We are an hour and 54 minutes in, but it's been a good talk. It's been a good. I think
Yeah.
the first half an hour of the show was just Grealish. So just
Yeah.
subtract that, and we just been on. It's just been 1 hour 20
Ah, boy.
because the first half an hour was just Grealish. And imagine it still try to bring back in Grealish later down too. So it was a good talk. I love having this discussion
Yeah.
with you guys. I look forward to having more of this. Probably not so long but in 2023, we've had ups and downs. We've had the joys of the World Cup in 2022. We've
Mhm.
had into Saturday the side passing of Pele. Right, Peter Pele. Starting Maradona died this year too, innit?
No,
Wasn't this not last year?
I think it was last year, you know.
Oh, I'm mixing up my years, man. But they've been a lot of joys. They've
Yeah.
been a lot. I mean, Suko, didn't you lost two finals this year? That's how we go
Yeah.
to Liverpool, innit?
Yeah. The chief game
Yeah.
against Liverpool, the first one.
Uh,
Lukaku well onside, the man score.
yo, let the man end his 2022 on a good note, no?
No, I'm just trying to remember everything that happened. I mean, I know Arsenal was supposed to make
Yeah.
could have made the Champions League. What can
Hmm.
I say about United though? Like
I think Tuchel firing was a dark spot in
the
Chelsea.
low point. Mm,
Chelsea's
mm.
thing with when I guess the whole takeover. I think Chelsea had more drama this year than anybody else. We had a buy over this year.
Oh yes, yes,
We had all
yes. We have two
all the
owners.
structural changes happening. So you
The
know,
war. We had a war. The war still going on, isn't it?
yeah,
We have war going on.
Real? Why
I
you
mean,
say
and
that
Yeah,
then
the
again?
what? Yeah,
after we
what?
just come, we just trying to come out of COVID,
all right.
just trying to come out of COVID, and there's a war.
Oh, I
The
forgot the queen passed away. So all the
Queen
best.
died. The Queen died.
Yeah,
Queen
That's a
died.
big thing.
Next year we start off with a bag till we have elections. in Antigua. We have done an election.
Me come vote now. Me want
Hear that? Hear that?
Me have my weapon, you know. Me have my weapon, you know. Me have my weapon. My weapon. Me come vote.
That was expire, boy. That was expire.
2024.
For me, not expire 24. So yeah, that's it, guys. I've had a blast. Thank you to everyone who commented. Can't recall the names now, but see if you might Aiden, you are the funniest. You are the funniest in the comments. You're more club to board. Yo, what date you want for one club? 7:45.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.